what the alliance will talk about with Ukraine at Vilnius is what the process, what the path needs to look like going forward. There's still going to be reforms that Ukraine has to meet and make, political reforms, rule of law, democratic institutions. Those reforms are still required to be a member of NATO. The other thing to remember is that they're in the middle of a shooting war right now. And the president believes strongly that we've got to continue to focus on their needs on the battlefield. Every nation that aspires to become members of NATO, and Finland and Sweden, who are now the 31st and 32nd members, they still had to apply. There's still a process. And part of that process is having a healthy, vibrant democracy and healthy, viable, sustainable democratic institutions. And Ukraine still has some more work to do in that regard. We all understand that it's difficult to work on political reforms when you're in the middle of a war, which is why, again, the president wants to focus on getting them what they need on the battlefield and making a commitment to Ukraine after the war is over and before NATO membership that they'll continue to have support from the United States and from the allies for their own self-defense needs. But as for the invitation, look, the allies in 2008 in the Bucharest Declaration made it clear that NATO is in Ukraine's future. The president still believes that. He still believes in the open door policy. He just believes that right now the focus has got to be on helping Ukraine succeed on the battlefield and in making sure that Ukraine has the appropriate security commitments from the United States and from our allies for when this war is over, because they're still going to have a long border with Russia. And we need to make sure that Mr. Putin doesn't believe he can buy for time. This gets at Mr. Yermak's criticism. By getting in place some security commitments long-term post-war for Ukraine from the West, that will send a strong signal to Mr. Putin that he can't just buy for time, that we're not just going to get tired of supporting Ukraine, whether they're in the alliance or not.